Wassalam Salegam, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Black News Network, the real voice of Black U.S.A. This is from the desk of the Emissary, coming at you with our Wednesday broadcast at 6:30 p.m. We're broadcasting through the War Report from a Black point of view. We do not own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to what we say. Today, we want to dive into self sufficiency. Self sufficiency is something that you acquire without really focused on how to acquire it. So, we're going to talk about the different aspects of what is self sufficiency for our people, for Black people. We're going to talk about food, transportation, clothing, employment, education, empowerment, housing, power, and luck. But before we go into the self sufficiency, I want to say thank you so much for attending the Black News Network. Please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to our Facebook channel and like us. But without further ado, In America, we become chattel slaves, chattel human beings. We're not slaves anymore. We're chattel human beings. So you, as a human being, never ever got indoctrinated into the United States because your ancestors were never added to the United States by the oath of amnesty. Now, if every slave that was liberated came off the plantation, walked right into a government office and took the oath of amnesty and went on their way anywhere in America doing anything they want to do, then you are a citizen. But you walked off the plantation with nothing, and that classified you as nothing in the United States of America. You have not been recognized as a people. And how much teaching or telling does it take for you to get it through your brain that we are not citizens? We cannot be citizens unless your ancestors took the oath of amnesty. And because they didn't, we everything that came after them was not a citizen. And secondly, when the federal government wrote the 14th Amendment, they said they're not going to pay anybody. So now you're violating the Fifth Amendment. And the people you're violating the Fifth Amendment, also you're violating the former plantation owners that liberated all those slaves. They liberated all their people, their property, and now you're saying I ain't paying you for shit. But the Fifth Amendment tells you that they will never deprive any citizen or whatever of property, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken from the public use. And slaves were considered property at that time. There's nothing you can say to dispute what I've just told you. There is no way it can be disputed. But as you know, and I know, the white people have a way of making it law when it benefits them by writing it down. That is where we are as citizens in the United States of America. Now, don't forget that you have to be naturalized to be a citizen, and nobody in your chain of command or your heritage, your descendant, nobody before you were naturalized. So that makes it invalid as a citizen. And it's all you got to do. Take the oath of amnesty, go down to the federal courthouse, tell them you want to take the oath of amnesty. You take the oath of amnesty, they document that on your driver's license. And you are no longer considered a black person. You're an Asiatic person. That's what you become. Now, Asiatic, when I say that, first thing you want to think of is Oriental. It's not Oriental. Asiatic is us. We are. It's only two races: Asiatic and European. We're not European, so we have to be Asiatic people. That's our nationality. That's our race. I'm sorry. Our nationality has yet to be determined. You can make your nationality anything you want. You can be a Scotland person. You can be a British person, but they have to admit you as a citizen, and you have to take whatever oath they want you to take to become a citizen of their country. But don't take it for granted, people. And that's what we've been doing, taking everything for the damn granted as us black and African American and colored and niggas here in this country. We've taken it for granted. And by us taking it for granted, we've been abused and used for even the years we've come off the plantation, hundreds of years. We've suffered because we don't do the shit we need to do to get our damn shit straight. You are not straight. Even though you out there, you making money, you think you got it going on, you're not straight. you're not a citizen, you can have all the money in your world. But yet, when you go down a sundowner town, you're still a nigga. You can have all the money you want, but you're still a nigga. They don't look at your money. Your money don't make you. What makes you is your character and how you follow through on the things that you need to do in life. Your life consists of three parts: youth, manhood, and old age. And I'm specifically talking to the men. Youth, you're figuring it out. You know what I mean? You don't know what the hell you're going to do. You don't know who the hell you are because your character is not developed. So you are working around everybody that you know, picking up good things and releasing bad things. Or on the other hand, you're picking up bad things and releasing the good things and becoming that person that's going from high school to incarceration. Or you're going from high school to a career. Now we kind of got it all twisted. There ain't no such thing as a good job. Ain't no damn good job out there. That good job means work. Everybody cannot be an employee. And if you're thinking about being an employee, that means you're thinking about getting a job. I'm going to get a job. Now I'm going to say these places, but I don't mean these are the only places available for us to get a job. I'm working at Burger King. I'm working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Those are the jobs that they want you to be in. That's what this country is designed for. Black people work in every service industry there is that don't make no money. But the service industries that make money, they putting the Mexican in there. You see it every damn day. You see it. You see it. You can't tell me you don't see it. You can't believe that this is just, oh, this is just a fluke. That's the way it happened. That's bullshit. It's happening like that because America is designed that way. Ain't no way in the United States of America we are going to be classified as equal citizens or people with that they have to respect. You know, somebody said, I think it was one of the former presidents. He said, "There's no law on the books of America that protects a black man that white people have to respect." In other words, the law don't mean shit to them. The law is there for you to make you think you comfortable, to fool you, just like they issued in the midst of all this shit with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and all these other people getting shot down. They gonna issue the freaking Juneteenth day as a holiday. Kiss my black ass. It's more to it than a damn holiday. And then you got black folks, oh, well, we got a holiday. They keep you in the freaking dark all the time. Don't think you're getting the truth. Everything you can see and everything you know about the government is not what's actually happening. They redirect you on everything. You are not seeing the true picture. Don't believe what they tell you on CNN. CNN is that's where that fake news shit Donald Trump came up with came out. It's fake news. It is fake news. In the United States of America, black people are killed 6.1% or 6.1 persons per million. Now you got 42 million black people in America, but you're getting over six people killed per million. That's too damn high. With only 42 million people. Now, white people are getting one per million killed in the United States. and they running around here with 170 million people, but they only get one kill. And we have three, four, five times less people in this country than they do, and we're getting five times more of our people are getting killed. Five times more than white people. So when you look at the graphics that the government put out, it's going to look like, oh shit, the white people getting knocked the hell off. That's what you're going to see. It's going to look like white folks taking the brunt of the police killings. But then when you go down and drill down into the numbers, you know better, because we only have 42,000 people, and they around here with 170 million. I mean, 42 million and 170 million. That's a lot of people, and that's an ashamed ratio of people to color. How can you allow people to do the things that you allow people to do in America? Like Netanyahu was speaking to the Senate, and these white people, I almost start cussing. These white people stood up and clapped for him. That's as ignorant and low down as you can get. This man is killing innocent people over there in Pakistan or Palestine. It's believable that the United States will host that man. You might well host Putin too. What Putin doing to Ukraine, you might as well host him too. He doing the same thing to Ukraine that Israel, that so-called, I'm calling it so-called because that's a lie ass country. Israel is doing to Palestine. It's a damn shame that we as Americans honor people like Netanyahu. But that ain't unusual, because we are that type of people. We don't want y'all black people here. If y'all black people would just go away and get in these service jobs and not say a damn thing, then white America can be just as happy as they want to be. They don't have to form the Proud Boys and all these other little KKK organizations. They wouldn't have to do that if black people stayed in their place and stopped acting like uppity niggers. But that's what we do, because we are a proud people, and we are going to stand up and act like a proud person, despite what you do to us. We are resilient to the umpteenth degree. You beat us, you've killed us, you've murdered us, and you're still doing it. You got the police doing your dirty work now. White woman in the park walking a dog, let her dog off the leash. Black man watching birds told a woman, put your dog on the leash. She called the police and said this black man was harassing her. Naturally, the police broke the damn stop sign down trying to get there to protect that white woman. But they have caused the death of so many damn people in America, it ain't funny. We can go all the way back to 1953, Emmett Till. Emmett Till, killed by a lying ass white woman who later came out and said she was lying, and they didn't put her ass in jail for perjury. They did not. I'm going to cover one more thing, and then we're going to go down the list. As you know, they came out with critical race theory. You also know that they came out with diversity, equality, and inclusion. You also know that they killed the affirmative action. And those three things, each of those are directed directly at you as black people. So critical race theory means don't talk about slavery in the public school classroom, because if you do, we're going to bring you up on charges. This is what they told the teachers in Texas. So no teacher in Texas talks about slavery. They talk about two things: Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and they don't tell the truth about them two. They don't. But there's a million other people that can be talked about in our history, a million other things. But they cannot learn it in school. So where are they going to learn it at? At home. Or my recommendation would be take them out of public school and put them in a school that would give them part of their culture. Because as long as our people don't get our culture, we're going to stay confused. And it's starting at the lowest level. You ask a little kid what you want to be when you grow up, a white woman. That's the kind of shit you hear. I ain't gonna say every one of them say that, but many black kids. I know you see the dog test where they have white dog, the black kid, and so the black kid pick the dog, and the black kid pick the white dog every single time. Every time, black black kid, black kid, black kid, black mind that these three things need to learn what they are about. I mean, cultural, critical race theory, affirmative action, diversity, equality, and inclusion. Who the hell are they talking about if they're not talking about us? They're talking about us, y'all. And we got to pay attention to what's happening here in America because it's fixing to get ugly. You think it's ugly now with all the killings, the six per million killings of black people that we have? It's gonna go up to 10 per million by the time we turn this century to 2030. And it's going up because the police are out of control. And nobody, nobody regulates a police department. Nobody. You think that the city manager got enough damn sense to go regulate the police department? Hell to the no. He doesn't. You think he got enough sense to go regulate the fire department for that matter? He doesn't. He doesn't have that intellectual ability. The police forces in America, there are over 18,000, 18,000 different police forces in America. Each one is sovereign in their own right, which means they can do what the hell they want to do while enforcing the law. Cop walk up to your car and he's gonna say, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And if you say no, then you automatically convicted yourself because you said no. He can put any speed he want on there because you said no. What you have to do is turn the tables back to the cop and make him tell you how fast you were going. So in my case, what I would say, officer, obviously you have a reason for asking me that question. Do you mind if I ask what it is? You don't know what the fuck to do now. Well, Mr. Smith, you were going 10 miles over the speed limit. Yes, sir. Did you clock me with your radar? Did you gauge it? How did you tell I was going 10 miles over the speed limit? Get out of the car. That's normally what's next. Get out of the car. Don't fight it. Get out of the car. What he go? He can't do shit until you start to resist. And if you start to resist, you better be ready to fight. Don't resist unless you want to fight. When you get out of that car, he tells you to get out of the car. All right, officer, is it okay if I undo my seatbelt? Click. Is it okay if I open the door? Or would you mind opening the door for me? He opens the door, and now you get out the car. And if he want to put handcuffs on you, give him that right. Let him put the handcuffs on you. Don't resist. What can he do when if you don't resist? He's banking on you resisting, so he can automatically trump up charges on you because you fell for the okie doke. Stop falling for the okie doke. Don't answer that question when he asks you, do you know how fast you were going? Or do you know why I stopped you? I, did- I didn't do the stopping, officer. You tell me what's going on here. I don't know what's going on here. This stuff is something else. So, independency and self supporting, self standing. That means you can do everything a man has to do without anything hindering you from doing what you say or what you think you're supposed to do. You are self supporting, you're independent. You don't need $20 from Mike, $13 from Fred. Now, it doesn't matter what income level you are on. Now, there are nine, which is the divine number, nine levels of wealth and poverty. Most people just know the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. But it gets deeper than that, y'all. You have the upper class, you have the upper middle class, and then you have the upper lower class. It goes into three different levels in the upper class category. Now we go down to the middle, it's the same thing. You have the upper middle class, you have the middle class, and then you have the lower middle class. Then you go down to the lower class. You have the upper lower class, the middle lower class, and then the lower class. Although that's called the stratification system. And this is how America rates what type of people it has in this country by those titles I just mentioned. Many of us can operate in any one of those areas. If we're in the lower class, I mean, the only thing that's key in any level, the key in any level is to live within your means. If you are in the lower middle class, what kind of sense does it make for you to go out and buy a Mercedes? Does that make sense? Hell no, it does not. What if you're in the lower middle class? What kind of sense does it make to get an apartment that costs you $1,500 a month? Doesn't make sense, does it? You shouldn't do it. I mean, everybody wants to live better, but baby, I'm here to tell you, you got to crawl first. And everybody, ain't nobody. Well, some people were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but black people, we have clawed our way up all the way. But some people don't have the same drive. Some people don't have the same want. And it's all about what you want, not what you need, what you want. And if you want better for your family, that means you're going to put your nose to the grindstone and you're going to grind for 50 freaking years. From that time well, not quite 50, 35 years. From the time you hit 15 to the time you hit 50, your ultimate goal should be to make $1 million or more. or become a millionaire. But it doesn't always happen. But when you hit 50 and you haven't hit that magic number, then you need to back off and start to enjoy your life. Don't wait till you get 75 and say, I'm going to retire. Now I'm going to go have some fun because you can't do shit. You're 75 freaking years old. Retire early in life because you have the right to do that. But when you're 15 to 40 or 15 to 35, you better be out there working. I don't give a damn. If you ain't got no job, your job is to go out and look for job because you got to self-support you and your family. And even it gets to the point sometimes where people get so desperate that they steal meat and other things out of the grocery store. But they're going to feed their families. And right now, America is pushing everybody to the brink of I don't give a damn no more. I'm taking this fucking basket of food. Like they do in the damn, what is it, Home Depot and Lowe's. They go in there and get what the hell they want and walk out the front door. What the hell they going to do? Not a damn thing. Same with your groceries. People doing that too. And then you got people in these stores that's going to try to stop you, though, but they're not the police. They're violating you if they touch you. Self-supporting, self-standing is who we are. We got the gene that made us a go-get-it type person. And if you don't have a job right now, guess what? Your job is to go find a job. That's your job, to go out and find a job. And if you don't believe you can cut grass, dig graves, place headstones, mop floors, clean offices. All these things are available to do. And sometimes black people are owning these companies. You can find a job if you really, really, really try. There's no reason for a grown ass black man over the age of 15 to be sitting his funky ass at home. I'm going to say it again because I want you to know this came from me, Brother Wall Smith Bay. Ain't no damn way a 15-year-old on up need to, if he's a man and he ain't retired, he is a lazy person. You got to kick his ass up off that couch and have him in front of that damn game. Grown ass men playing these damn games right now, but they need to be out looking for a damn job. The woman out there working and grinding, but the man sitting at home entertaining some no good ass niggas. Don't make sense, does it? But that's what we do. So if you want a job, I guarantee you can find a job. But like I said, your job is looking for a job because you got to get food. And right now, the way food is stacking up the cost, you're in a world of hurt. You're not gonna eat good. You're gonna eat what's left over. Like slaves had to eat what was left over on the plantation. You gotta buy the cheapest shit they got in the store because you gotta eat. Your family gotta eat. Now, many of us will go in and get that pack of noodles, which I love some ramen noodles, but I don't want to eat ramen noodles. But if you can't find anything, you can definitely find them damn ramen noodles. And you can feed this to your kids, but you don't want your kid to have that as a diet. And the worst thing we can do when we're not, well, I'm going to say struggling, but not necessarily struggling, but we ain't got the money we want, is start taking your kids to McDonald's every damn day. You killing your kids because that shit got so much preservative in it. It's unbelievable. Don't do it. This is the Black News Network, the real voice of Black USA, broadcasting live. You can also consider your transportation. Every year I watch people go get their income tax check back, and the first thing they do is go to these little side lots where they got some raggedy ass cars that they done made run so you can buy it as is. And you buy it and drive it for 3 months, and now it's broke. Now it's sitting out in front of your house, dead. And now the city gonna get mad at you and they gonna come and tow it. So now you don't have a car, but you still got a note. You're gonna either pay that note or they're gonna put you on the bad list or whatever they call it, the credit list. It's gonna go in your credit report. Then your credit report's gonna drop. You gotta protect your credit. Don't buy these damn raggedy ass cars. If you need a car, go get you a brand damn new one or one from a dealership, not from the side lots. One from a dealership that gives you some type of warranty. And you know this, you do not have to pay a damn dime down. I bought probably 25, 30 cars in my life, and I have never put a dime on any car when I drove it off the lot. Not one time. You don't have to do that because that money you put down goes right into the salesman pocket. It doesn't do anything for your car. When you get a car, you cannot just drive the damn thing. It's certain things you're going to have to do no matter what. You're going to have to sacrifice other things to do these things. You got to change the oil because if you don't change the oil, you're going to lock up the engine. And now you ain't got no car. You got to keep the brakes on the car because you don't want to run over no damn body. So if the brakes are rubbing metal to metal, that ought to tell you put some damn brakes on the car. You got to keep gas in it because you hate it. I mean, why would you drive a car till it runs out of gas? Then you get the gas can and go to the gas station, fill it up, then come back to the car, put it in the car, and then you go on your way. If you can go to the gas station and get gas in that can, why didn't you just stop at the gas station and put the damn gas in the car before you ran out? It just makes too much damn sense to be logical about certain things. You should not be running out of gas unless you're doing a test to see how much you can drive your car till it run out. Otherwise, when you're doing that, you're probably gonna have some gas in the trunk or something, which you shouldn't do, but you're doing it. You gotta have food on your table, and you gotta have good transportation, reliable transportation. Don't buy shit on the lot. Don't let them sell you a car. Now listen to what I'm saying. When you go to a lot, they want to sell you a car. You didn't go there for them to sell you a car. You went there to buy a car. So whatever they're pushing on you, don't do it. Find what you want and then ask them to test drive that one. But do not allow them to sell you a car. You went there to buy a car. So you got food, which is desperately needed, and food is going up so damn high, you really can't afford certain things anymore. Not even anybody can afford it. Clothing, you know, and I know that we don't have to go and buy these clothes from the high end stores. Like, I don't know a high end store because I don't even go there. I go to Walmart, Academy, and that's pretty much it. If I need a suit, I go out there where I can get $1 suit, or that suits from cost less than 100. Or across the street from that, I go to the Goodwill store. They got good clothes in the Goodwill store, by the way. So basically, I'm saying you can outfit your family of two kids and a wife if everybody can go to places like Walmart, go to places like Academy. Well, Academy is kind of medium high. You can afford it these days. But if you don't give yourself an opportunity to get out of that lower level of poverty, then guess where you're gonna be at the age of 60? You're gonna be in that lower level, and then you're gonna be talking shit about some people that made it out of the lower level. In other words, the crabs in a bucket. As black people, our biggest, our number one issue in the entire country is unity. That's it. Unity. And they work so damn hard at keeping us from unifying. Their objective is to make sure we never ever unify. And we have given them that satisfaction because we have not unified yet. We got to unify. That's the only thing we need to do because we are more powerful than anybody in this country. A white person can hit this country to today or to yesterday, and they'll get more respect than you. They'll get more benefits than you too. That's how it works here in America. You know it, right? So don't sit back and think you're gonna get on Section 8 all the damn time because that ain't nothing but a crippler. Because once you get on Section 8, you really don't want to get off. But Section 8 should give you an opportunity to go and find a better job and start making more money. But you ain't gonna tell the housing authority that you're doing that because you don't want to get off of Section 8. There are people right now on Section 8 that ain't paid their bill in over, I say 18 months. They ain't paid rent in 18 months on Section 8 now. It's a sad story. You can get utility assistance. You can get all these things to help you survive. But if you don't want, you think somebody gonna bring it to your door, hey, here we go. We got utilities assistance for you. You got to go out there and get it. You got to surf that internet. You got to find these things that will benefit your family. Even they'll do windows free. They'll do roofs free. They'll even do groceries free at the food bank. All you have to do is get over there and get it. And that's why I say food and transportation is probably your best assets and somewhere to live. But transportation gives you the opportunity to move. And if you can move, you can communicate. And if you can communicate, you can negotiate. And you'll have something when you get back home. But if you can't get around, then you're really in a bad position. First, you should be trying to find a way to get a vehicle so you can move. And if it takes a bicycle that you paddle, then you get a bicycle and paddle it on down to the damn job. If it takes a damn motorcycle, a little one or a big one, get you a motorcycle and get on down to the damn job. If you can get a car, which is the ultimate, get that car and go to work. Don't be late. Now, I don't know if anybody told you that there's a thing called Lombardi time. If your job starts at 8 o'clock, you don't need to be pulling in the parking lot at 8 o'clock because you're going to get fired. I'm telling you. You're working on a job, and employment is important too. You're working on a job, you show up at 8 o'clock when you're supposed to be starting to work at 8 o'clock, then people don't need you. Jobs are so easy. They can so easily put somebody in your position. So that's why you should value it, even though it ain't paying much. You should value that job because you valuing that job may give you an opportunity to move up and make more money. But if you never show that you value what you have, you got to value what you have. That means job. That means ramen noodles. That means the clothes from Walmart, you need to value that stuff. And our peers are the worst. When we go to school, a kid go to school today, that little fella next to him going, oh man, he wearing some Walmart pants. And all the other little stupid kids going, heck. What is wrong with our people when we chastise our own self like that? We already know the deck is stacked against us, but we don't do what we should do. If you don't have a job, if you don't have a car, if you don't have decent clothes, then look for the cheapest thing that's functionable you can get. And you see in the hood now, you see all these people renting these damn super big ass rims and putting them on these cars. Now, how much money does that take? It damn sure ain't free. You got that beautiful ass car sitting outside of your apartment. Why the hell you ain't in a house if you can do that much to a car? A car ain't nothing but transportation, y'all. Stop loving on your cars. It's transportation. You can keep it clean as a damn whistle. Keep it clean. But what is the point of you getting a brand new car and going to get rims put on it? What the hell for? You will never see that car rolling down the street unless somebody else is driving it. But it's your car. You gotta wake up. We're not being woke. That's the problem. What I'm trying to demonstrate is that we gotta stay woke and we gotta go back to the basics in order to get past that beginning. You got to go back to the basics. There's too many of us not getting the things we want. So please reevaluate these basic things like food, transportation, clothing, and the job you got. Now, education is another thing. Education and trade school, that's two different things. You know you don't like math, you know you don't like English, you don't like science. Opt to go to a trade school rather than a regular high school. Go to a trade school. Don't waste your time in this high school where they will not cherish and hone your skills. If you like painting, go work with a painter. Tell them you want to be a journeyman. You want to be an electrician, same thing. You want to be a carpenter, you want to be a tile layer. It doesn't matter what you want to be. There's somebody out there doing it. And all you got to do is communicate, shoot, move, and communicate. Let them know you want to work that. This is what I want to do. And you work. And if you say, all right, I'll give you a job, but I'm only going to pay you the minimum wage right now. Okay, I'll take it. Because the minimum wage is a lot more than you had before you got there. It's a lot more. See, we frown at jobs that don't pay us money that we think we should get. We cannot be empowered as a people unless we understand the basic requirements that we have to meet. We have to meet some basic requirements. And those basic requirements fall under the list we just went over. Now, at the end of the day, if you can get food, you can get transportation, you can get clothing, you got a job, and you on an educational track that this is where you want to be, you got housing that you can afford. Everything is about can you afford it? Why would you go there and get some Tomahawk steaks on a welfare check? You shouldn't do stuff like that. Why would you do that? Why would you go and put rims on your car and you living on Section 8? You should not do that. It makes you look really bad when you do stuff like that. So, the things we've covered today, I demonstrated to you that you can make it out here. You can be self-sufficient, you can be self-standing, self-supporting, and you can have the power that you desire. You can have the power you desire. Now, the power comes with luck. If you do everything you're supposed to do, you will gain the power, and the power puts you in a position to execute better things. You drove this little raggedy car for 2 years and you saved up enough money to go get you a better car. That's how you do it. You gradually move things up. You started out with ramen noodles. Now you're eating collard greens and pork chops. You started out with a damn old car that's 10, 20 years old. Now you're driving a up to date car. Your employment improving. The boss promoted you because you honored your job. You were there on time and you didn't take off frivolously. Your education, you decided you're going to go to trade school rather than regular high school. That's the choice you have to make in the ninth grade, the eighth grade. You have to make that choice. Whether you going, it's two directions you're gonna have to go in. You're gonna have to go in one of them. And if you know you don't want to study, you don't want to study these things, English, math, literature, all that stuff, you better go to vocational school. And if you don't have a vocational school that you know of, all you got to do is ask. You got to communicate. Ask somebody, where's the vocational school? We have vocational schools here in the city. All you got to do is ask. Empowerment. Now you're becoming the man that you know that you are. You don't have to look down and walk off the sidewalk. When white people walk towards you, you look them dead in the eye and you can shake their hands just like they shake yours. They like to walk up to black people. Is that your car? You got a nice car. Is that your car? How long you had it? And police like to do that too. There is no law telling you that you have to answer dumbass questions. They don't need to know who car it is. They need to look at the registration. They don't need to know where you coming from. They don't need to know where you going. Now, if they ask you if you have weapons in the car, you can say, I'm a licensed carrier. You can say that if you want, but you don't want to lie or say anything outside of what the real reality is if you have weapons. But like I said in the beginning, they pull you over, put both hands on the steering wheel, and follow the instructions because the cop is trying to get you in a fight. And you should not damn move at all unless that trigger happy police officer tell you to. You don't believe me? Ask Sonia Massey. Because if you do it, that's who you're gonna be asking. You gotta be self-standing. You're gonna get that power if you do what you need to do. But don't wait until you 50, 60, 70 years old and start talking about, oh, I'm on it now. I'm going to go get the power. When you hit 50, you should start, you're halfway of your life. You should start winding down. You have less time left than you have spent trying to make that money. And you're not going to make it as an old man. So you should be doing things to get you straight. And I'll tell you this, high school kids, high school black boys, you can really get a good start in the military. Now, I'm not saying stay in there like I did 21 years. You can go in, do 3 years, save your money, get the fuck out. You don't have to stay. But if you like it, you stay. But it gives you an opportunity to get the hell out of the situation you're in. Because when you come out of school and you're not going to college and you ain't got no really, really decent place to work, then you're done. You're done. We got to wake up. People, please stay woke. Today, we talked about independence, self sufficiency, self standing, food, transportation, clothing, empowerment, education, housing, power, and luck. Because you got to have some luck. If you don't have some luck, it's going to be very, very difficult. You're going to work twice as hard on every one of those steps, twice as hard without luck. Because anybody that's sitting comfortable right now got there by luck or the helping hand of somebody else. You didn't make it on your own. I didn't make it on my own. I had to have guidance. Now, some guidance I thought I should have had, I didn't get, but that's okay. But I got the guidance I needed to put me in a position where I can put a smile on my face and sit here and deliver a message to you. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm telling you, you can do this. All you got to do is try. This is the Black News Network, the real voice of Black U.S.A. And this is from the desk of the Emissary, broadcasting the War Report live. And I want to say thank you so much for viewing. Please go to uh, YouTube and like us on YouTube. Go to Facebook and like us on Facebook, but subscribe on YouTube. I need more subscribers. It don't cost you nothing, people. Give me some. Give me your subscribe on YouTube. That's all I'm asking. I'd appreciate that. We don't own the rights to the music, but we do own the rights to what we say. We're going to broadcast every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and again on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. We'll see you there. Don't hesitate. Come on in. If you have a question, you can always call me 210 241 5493. 210 241 5493. I don't call. With that, stay up, my friend, because we